Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. This is Jennifer, and today is my birthday. Welcome back to my sewing room, my friends. It is my birthday. I am still mending from my various drama, but I feel better than I have felt in a while, so I'm just exceptionally happy to be here today. I wasn't quite up for sewing yet last week, so the primary thing that I did was put the rest of my blocks that I need to make for this quilt top that I've been working on the last couple months on the wall. I took down all of the finished ones and I took all the sets I had created and I put the remaining blocks on the wall so they are ready for me to piece whenever I'm ready to sit down and piece them. And guys, when I finished putting these on the wall, this was the only unit I had left. It is so nice to have them on the wall, but I have a feeling I won't be doing any sewing this week because we are going to leave our adult son in charge of the house and we are going to take a little trip, and I will tell you guys about that next week. Since I wasn't sitting down at my machine to sew, I pulled out my hand embroidery, which has been riding around in the backseat of my car for probably, I don't know, 3-4 months. And I worked on this little tea towel. This is one of the thrifted designs that I found at Savers a while back. Sometime last year, I showed you guys where I got a whole big bag of hand embroidery projects that had the Sulky Salvi designs already pre-printed. And I think I got 12 of them for very inexpensive. So I have a whole bunch of stuff like this. And this one I was working on when I was out and about and I just hadn't touched it in a while. I have done everything except for the little red details and the base of the tree. Everything else is stitched. I also worked on a little bit of storage for my manicure stuff. I've talked about that to you guys in the past, how I've gone back to doing my nails again after decades long hiatus. I was huge into nails when I was a teenager and young adult, and I've gone back to it. I've really enjoyed it. One of the things that I've gotten really into is stamping, and there are so many options out there for stamps. Stamps have been around for a while, but I didn't know about them until last year. I finally learned about them. And so you start with little plates like this, and then you use a stamping or quick drying polish on this, scrape it off, and then use a little silicone stamper. It's super fun. It's how I get details like this. Like, I'm not hand painting this stuff. They're stamps, and I love it. It just scratches that crafty itch in my brain, and then I get really pretty nails out of the bargain. But they needed some storage because I have these little plates, and this is, you've probably already figured out, just a photo album. They do sell albums and other storage solutions for these, but as a thrifty girl, I'm already spending money on the plate. I don't want to spend money on the storage, so I thrifted this for 25 cents at Savers. This was a brand new photo album. It still had a little seal on it and didn't do any, I literally just stuck, like that's a sticker I got for free from one of my nail orders, and just put them in there. Works really great. In that same bundle, it was actually like a $1 bundle, and it had 2 small photo albums and 1 big one. And this was the bigger one. This was a baby album. You can see here, that's the original color right there. And it was just like it was a pale yellow plaid, a little baby album. And the pages had come out, but these were all just like bundled up with like rubber bands around it. And this is Cricut vinyl that I hand cut and stuck to this. So I did the outside first with this hollow, and then this is Cricut peel and stick card. So this is cardstock that has an adhesive back on it that you can cut out on your Cricut. And again, I just cut these by hand because they're just rectangles, and I covered this myself, and then I re-glued this guy in, slapped a sticker on it, and now I have another album for my stamping plates. I have a couple fun little gifties to share with you guys. One, my husband bought a 3D printer last year and has had so much fun with it, and he ended up buying a spool of red filament just to make things for me, and I've had so much fun with him making just odds and ends that have been really helpful in the sewing room. I showed you guys my thread cutter a while back, so this was one of the first things he made for sewing tools, and this is a little thread cutter, and you can cut your chain piecing on this. It has a rotary blade inside. I showed this one to you guys before. And then he made also for me this little winding tool. This is my tailor's tape. And then you can wind it up so you don't have to, I mean, I always wound it up around my hand, but it's really nice to just have like, if I only need to pull it out a little bit, I can, and then I can just wind it back up again. So yeah, I've really been enjoying playing with this, and it's another just fun little tool to have in my sewing room. I also received a little bit of birthday mail in the form of a fabric postcard from Michelle. So thank you to Michelle for that. That was a really nice little treat to get in the mail. So it's got this fun maker fabric on it with a little applique heart that says happy birthday. I will not show you the other side because it has my address on it. My husband also made me a cool little thing to go on one of my suet feeders, and that is, it's basically a tail guard. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with suet feeders, but you put like a block of suet with birdseed and stuff in it, and you can put that out, and then like woodpeckers and songbirds and things will eat from it. And birds with longer tails, it really helps them if it has like this little, almost like, I don't know, almost like a little triangle at the bottom to give them a place to rest their tails. And I didn't have that because I didn't really know about that when I first got my suet feeders. And so we found a 3D printed version, and my husband printed one for me, and he's actually going to make another one because we wanted to test it first. So if you stay until the end, I'll put some video in of some woodpeckers using the feeder with the 3D printed tail guard. You guys have a wonderful week. Have a crafty week. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you have some time to yourself this week. That's it for me. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.